In many years of looking at this area and thinking about what makes entrepreneurs tick, I have come across an oft-cited fallacy. It seems that many young people have the notion that entrepreneurship is a lonely battle, a singular trek through a bumpy business landscape where one is armed only with their burning passion and little else. There is an idea, there is a real entrepreneur can only be born, that there is some innate, intangible quality which makes a person an entrepreneur, that there is no room for outside intervention to retain the sanctity of that title of being an entrepreneur. I absolutely believe that for a young person to embark on the path of entrepreneurship, they need certain qualities: passion, fearlessness, and dedication. Yet, they need not be alone on that path, in fact. I believe that they should not be. They should be armed with education. I think education is critical. The knowledge and the expertise of mentors, and an ecosystem that supports and fosters their efforts. India is a land dotted with incubators, many of the strongest being in education institutions like the IITs. I feel that while these institutes have strong technical mentorship, there is a void where business mentorship, teaching entrepreneurship, and providing a connect to angels is missing. And it is this very void due to which I created first of its kind minor in the subject of teaching entrepreneurship at IIT Hyderabad, where I was the chairman. I have therefore seen firsthand the benefits of bolstering the entrepreneurial spirit with education, tempering it with experience. The true question for India is how to get the government on board to provide the regulatory environment required to breed and incubate these young giants of industry. Unfortunately, only about 5% of the many Indian startups get financial support, but I think it is growing by the day. One of the best examples of the positive combination of entrepreneurs in India can be seen in something which I'm involved with, the Indian Angel Network, where I have personally invested in 30 startups, combining the expertise and knowledge of successful entrepreneurs and successful entrepreneurs and business leaders with fledglings in the field. The network provides the highest quality mentorship for startups with great potential. A great example of this type of incubation in the Indian IT space is NASSCOM's announced launch of 10,000 startups aimed at incubating, funding, and supporting technology startups in India over the next decade in partnership with the Indian Angel Network. It is important to note that India has come a long way in terms of the number of companies nurtured by angels when compared to the counterparts in the West. We are really, really far behind. We stand to gain from this multiplier effect if we can convince more young people to embrace entrepreneurship as a supported, nurtured, and respected area for business practice. This can only occur when the government steps in and creates a positive environment for these young dynamic businesses. There are a myriad of ways this can be done by creating a greater ease of business for startups, by simplifying the maze of regulatory roadblocks, and through tax breaks and incentives for groups such as the angels in India. Today, since last year, India has put in an angel tax. So I think this is something that we all need to fight and ensure that the government changes this whole concept of an angel tax. The creation of an entrepreneur is a tricky business. It requires the construction of a robust ecosystem, complete with mentors who can guide and inspire these bright young minds to their best. An argument can be made that our last 2 decades of growth in the IT industry can be contributed in no small part to the creation and success of entrepreneurial ventures in the country, HCL being a strong case in point. Angels are flying all over, as I see, and the nomenclature itself suggests that these Investors are entirely selfless entities hovering around zealous young thinkers, eager to provide financial assistance to help a fledgling company grow. Yet, as Basil Peters, a respected exit coach and angel investor, aptly said, angels also often want to contribute more than money to a young company. Angels have the experience and inclination to be great mentors and valuable directors. Angels, at the end of the day, are businessmen and are looking to gain the maximum return on investment from the young entrepreneurs they take under their wing. Predictably, angels prefer to invest in industries they have experience in. Other trends in India for investing are based on sectors that have more growth potential, like the mobile, the internet, education, and the consumer sector. Angel investors in India typically invest between 2 to 5 crores and do so in groups of 25 to 30 businessmen. They assume positions on the board of the company and proceed to provide mentorship to aid in the success of the entrepreneurial venture. They tend to invest in the nascent stages of a company through a growth, and so the valuation of the company is often based on the perceived value of the idea on the table and of the quality of the team. So sometimes this whole concept of valuation becomes an issue as far as entrepreneurs are concerned. And I would tend to tell them that don't worry about the valuation, worry about who your mentors are going to be. There is clearly much young intellects can gain from angel investors, yet an important question to ask is, what are the angels looking for? What is the criteria they bring to the table when they choose what companies to incubate? Being an active member of the Indian Angel Network, I am in a uniquely suitable place to answer these questions. There are 3 main criteria I look for when I assess a young company. The quality of the founding team, to me that's the most critical. The novelty of the idea, are there clear USPs? And of course, I also look at the pitch that they are presenting, because that's when I get a good fix on what this team is all about. An idea is the beginning of every journey. As an angel investor, I want to judge the freshness of the idea placed in front of me, the crispness of the concept, the uniqueness compared to other concepts in the same field, the price competitiveness, the scalability, and the ability to create a new niche industry are all things that I observe closely. People make or break an organization. No matter how fantastic an idea is, it can only be brought to fruition by a passionate team that knows what it's doing. When I assess a potential investment, I look closely at the team behind the company. I want to see a hunger for success, a strong technical foundation, and strong business acumen. I also want to see what each member of the team brings to the table and whether their skill set complements the rest of the team. Lastly, it is crucial for me to feel that the team is mentorable. That is, they are willing to take advice and feedback and implement it effectively in their plan. As India forges ahead, entrepreneurs will become an increasingly crucial component in the story of our growth. Angel investors are an exciting and dependable way to ensure the greatest amount of success for the highest number of these young, new business thinkers. Thank you.